Hi, today me and my team are going to present about the dialect of Australia.
So my team is composed by me, Zoe, Karina, and Valentina Malo.
The dialect that is shown in Australia can be confused with the British dialect, even though the Australian is based in the British dialect. It has its own difference between the two. First up is the vocabulary. There are many examples that it's very obvious to see. For example, in American the French are called French fries, but in Australian they're called chips. And in American, if you call them chips, in Australian it's called crisps. Then another example is in American we say cookies, but in Australian they say biscuits. Another common different vocabulary is the elevator in American and lift for in case of elevator. As for common to see also in American, it's apartment. In Australian it is called flat or unit. Also the gasoline in American, in Australian is called petrol. And the most popular word that you can see the difference, it's that in American we call them flip-flops or we call them sandals, but in Australian we call them they call them thongs. Also there could be different famous slangs or diminutives that most Australians use because their common way to speak is very informal. The common words that they mostly use that I shorted is like arvo, that it means afternoon, or brekkie, that it's breakfast, or barbie as for barbecue.
I'm going to talk about the spelling and grammar. In American English, there are words like color and honor, which are written as they sound, but in Australian English, these words are spelled with a U. So, like color would be COLOUR, and honor would be HONOUR. There are also the termination of the word IZ, so like words like realize, organize, and it's written with IZE. Meanwhile, in Australian English, this termination is the same one but written differently, so like ICE, so like organize, realize, yes. Also, the American English has these words that, for example, center, they are spelled with like CENTER, and theater, which is THEATER. Meanwhile, in Australian English, it's spelled backwards, so like instead it's spelled CENTRE, and theater will be THEATRE. Um, for the grammatical part, the American English often uses simple past tense in situations where Australian English prefers the present perfect tense. For instance, in American, you might say like I just ate lunch. Meanwhile, an Australian might say I just eaten lunch.
The only things I see in this is rented American English and unrented. Rented R sound is pronunciation at the end of similar and word car sounds like cow. Australia like is sound so the R sound is the often protein egg. Car sounding more like cat. Another distinct is water sound Australia like English say what has a difficult word this so. Center sounds are pronunciation different. For example, the word in words like they can sound close to the end and G to an America yeah. They can also be in variation of the Australian accent of Bright Australia. This is the special cooking accent of the associated with a rural or working class identity. This of the things about Howard. General Australia. The most common and will use sentence of the heart. Australian Median Hood, Jack and Chris Homden are good examples. Culture Aryan Australian. This is an accent with more English affirmative with was historic social with a win social class or education. Everyone else common today, cat balancing bait bar and waiting for actually accent. Thank you so much.
So that's all. Thank you for your attention.